What's up, guys? I just got finished watching Fabiano's latest video, the Xfinity trucks and dirt late models video. I'll put the link in the description box. I'm just gonna pretty much give you my thoughts, positives and negatives about what we saw today. First of all, thanks to Jeff Fabiano for continuing to give us gameplay footage and stuff. Uh, for the most part, everything looks really good. I'm impressed. Once again, the sound, they actually made every series unique. They got real audio uh, recordings from every different series, and it sounds unique. Every series doesn't sound the same, so that's awesome. Kudos to them for that. We saw a lot of dirt racing and more detail. You can actually hear the gravel hit in the wheel wells. It's just really, really solid. They did a real commendable job. The game looks and sounds fantastic, as I keep saying. It's hard to ignore that. It's going to make a huge impact. Um, but the biggest thing I walk away with is the physics. The physics are night and day different. You can tell. If you're used to NASCAR Heat 3, most people, I think, race barely use the brakes. Yeah, you got to use it a little bit, but not much. And if you're used to that, there is going to be a learning curve. You can tell that in this game. If you don't properly use the brakes, you're going to overdrive corners, and you see that almost every corner. It's going to take an adjustment, which is positive. I love that. I think people that are concerned about physics should be very happy with the feel of this game. It looks so much better night and day. And more positives. I love that any small mistake you make, the AI is there. They're going to take advantage. Even if it's a minor slip up, you're going to lose spots. And that's what I want to see. I want to see that, you can't just get away with overdriving a corner and and not losing spots. So these are all positives. Like I said before, almost everything about this game is a huge step forward. I'm loving almost everything. However, there is one thing that still concerns me, and I talked about it yesterday after Real Radman's video, and you know, the speed was just way too high. It didn't look right. If you go look at that video again and look at the environment and look at the track, it looks way faster than even if you watch on TV any footage. It just looks so fast. It was insane. It was, some people are saying, "Oh yeah, they actually hit those speeds during practice and they had to do this or do." It just didn't look right. Now, overall, that's not a big concern to me. It's not going to really make a difference in the game play itself. I'm more concerned with the fact that it was so easy to pass and get up front. Um, it's just the closing rate between your car and the AI. It's way too fast. It feels like you have 50 horsepower over the rest of the field, 50 more horsepower than everyone else. And yeah, I saw some responses about how, yeah, you if you play with the tire settings and the fuel settings, that you can make up that difference. I'm sorry to say that is not a solution, right? That is manipulating the the gameplay mechanics so that what your tires wear out quicker than the AIs, and then therefore you uh, it kind of evens things out. That is not a solution. That's just not going. It doesn't sound right. Um, for me, the biggest thing is that the AI is not fast enough. Overall, yeah, the speeds were way faster than they should be, but I mean, as compared to you, the player, the AI is too slow. The lap times, you know, it's just off. And I don't want to panic, and I don't want people to think, "Oh man, now he's really bashing these guys." Uh, they have a lot to be proud of, from what I see, but this is a huge concern because This is going to make or break the experience. Who cares how awesome everything is and how it sounds and feels and the physics if it's too easy? If you're just blowing by the field and it feels like you have 50 more horsepower than the rest of the field, that's going to kill the experience. And I'm saying this as a friend, right? I'm rooting for these guys. I've been rooting for them since day one. I think I've been very positive towards this company, and I continue to be because I see really good things. They really do care about the product, and they do really listen to us. So I'm hoping that if they do get this message, that they understand this is coming from this is constructive and it's just coming from a good place. I want to see this thing be all it can be, but I have to keep it real. It's not going to be all it can be if it's too easy. And the AI for me, it's just, man, there's just something off, man. At the highest setting, it shouldn't be this easy. And I know that I'm judging gameplay footage just watching a video, and maybe I don't get the whole feel of it, right? And if these guys who are playing the game, if they're telling us, they're giving us their word that it really is a handful and it really is competitive, I do have to take that into consideration. But I'm sorry, I've been playing these games a long time myself. I'm not as good as these guys are. They race iRacing. I'm sure these guys, on as far as playing these games, they're better. But that doesn't explain just how there's a big disparity between the AI and the player. And it just feels to me like the AI is off by maybe 3/10 to half a second per lap. Um, I'm just throwing that out there like that. I don't have any actual data to back that up. I'm just saying visually, looking at the game, it just looks like the rest of the field is off by 3/10 to half a second per lap. Um, so that's just really the main concern right now. Today's footage was a lot better than what we saw with the Daytona footage in terms of competitiveness. But even here, you got to understand these are very short races, and he was still able to kind of really get a decent finish and work his way up a little quicker than I'm comfortable with. I don't know, man. And for me, once again, I don't want to hear, oh, set the your tires should wear more than the AI's just a little bit, and change the fuel consumption as compared to the AI. To me, that's not a solution. That's like a band-aid. This is why it's important to really test these games. And when you test these games, again, I'm sure they test them. This is all speculation, but if you don't run full races or at least 50%, you're not going to really see the issues, right? Some issues don't really reveal themselves unless you race really long races and put this game through its paces. We still haven't seen like really green flag pit cycles. I want to see how that works, and maybe if they do another race, they can take out the stages just so that you don't have all these cautions and stages, and then just let it run and force the game to go through green flag pit stops. I want to see how that works. Um, the other thing, we still haven't seen stats. I'm not worried about it. To be honest with you, they've already confirmed that the stats, they're going to have all kinds of stats. Somewhere I read it, they listed it, and they actually even said that it's broken down by years and your career. It's like everything I want, they've confirmed it. So I'm not concerned. They haven't gone out of their way to show it. I'm sure they wouldn't make that up. So I'm pretty much, I'm comfortable with them just confirming that I'm good. I don't have a reason to be concerned. Like I said, the one thing that bothers me is just it still looks too easy. Um, I don't know. That's like the one thing, but that's a big deal. And I could be wrong. Maybe once we play the game, it really is challenging, but it just scares me because you got all these other lower settings, right? You got 105, which is the top. That's what we're watching. We're watching 105. So it's like there's nowhere to go but down in terms of competitiveness. I want to see more, man. And I think it really just comes down to that the lap times that the AI cars are running are off. And I think maybe 3 tenths to maybe 5 tenths per lap quicker is gonna make that difference. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm not a developer. Um, in either case, right? I just want to know that these guys they kind of are aware and that maybe they're looking into it. If it turns out they gotta issue a patch or do something, I don't really care as long as it's addressed. What I don't want to hear is just try bumping the tire wear, and so that you are at a more of a disadvantage in terms of tire wear and fuel consumption than the AI. That doesn't solve the speed issue. Um, Again, I know it looks like I'm starting to get down on this game. I'm not. There's so much to really love about what I've seen so far and what's been confirmed, and I have no doubt this is just going to be another huge. Actually, this isn't a baby step forward. It looks like it's going to be a pretty big leap forward this year. So I am excited, but this one thing I'm telling you guys will make or break this game. None of this stuff is gonna matter if it's too easy. And I'm telling you because I remember just a few years ago these games were too damn easy. And to their credit, they stepped it up. And it's been more challenging the past 2 years. Yeah, once you get custom setup, and some tracks are still kind of easy, but overall it's you can live with it. It's actually good enough that you can enjoy the game in terms of competitiveness, right? So they've made all these other big improvements, and I love it. And like I said, man, it's like 9 out of 10 things is just a knockout from what we see. But I can't lie, it just still looks kind of easy. And maybe these guys will tell me differently and they'll say, hey man, you don't realize how hard. But really, these are very short races, and it just I don't know, man. It's am I being too critical? I don't know. Am I wrong? It looks a bit too easy. I just want 704 to take that into consideration and just look at it, And I'm telling you, if you ran longer races, I think you probably win every time. It just doesn't look as competitive as it should be. Again, I don't want people to panic. It's just a concern. So I just hope they are looking at it and not just brushing it off and saying, well, you know what, just play with the tire wear and whatever, and you'll see it's different. That's not a solution, man. The player settings and the AI settings, you shouldn't have to like create a disadvantage for yourself just to make it more competitive. That's not a solution. Doesn't sound right to me. And you know, I love what these guys are doing. I love how they're communicating with the consumer base. There's a lot to credit these guys for. This is a problem, and I hope they're looking into it. So those are my thoughts. I'm interested to know what you guys think. Let me know. Am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't want to panic. So let's see what else comes next. I look forward to your comments later.